Hello. In this video I want to show you how you can work with floats, bytes and integer type variables. Let me just show you the hardware that we've got. Here I've got an eBlocks 3 board. It's actually an Arduino Mega, and on port C I've got a digital temperature sensor, and I've made a small program that just manipulates the data coming from the temperature sensor. And you can see I'm reading the temperature here as a byte, and if I put my finger on the sensor then it goes up slightly, and I'll explain in a bit what the rest of the program is doing. So first of all, let's look at the variable manager in Flowcode, and you can access that on the Product Explorer by clicking on that symbol there, and you can see the variables that we have. And in this case, we're reading in the temperature, and we're doing it in three different ways. We're reading it as a byte variable, a floating point variable, and an integer type variable. And when you add a variable, you can see here the options that you have. And to some extent, this is all about using different amounts of memory. So a Boolean variable is 1 or 0. And it takes up a very small amount of memory. A byte type takes up just 1 byte of memory, 8 bits. And that means that the number that you can store in that single byte is limited to the range 0 to 255. Now, of course, in programming, that's not enough. We need to have access to all sorts of types of numbers. And so that's why we have additional variable types here. So an int, an integer, can be in the range -32768 to +32767, and that is a 32-bit or 4-byte variable. Then there are some other types here, and you can see the explanations of the values, and they occupy different types or different amounts of memory. We have a string variable, and a string is a collection of bytes. The default here is 20, so 20 bytes, or 20 individual byte-sized numbers. And finally, we have a floating point. And a floating point allows you to put a decimal point in your number. So for example, 20.32. So we're going to look at how you can use bytes, ints, and floats, floating points, in this example. Let's just cancel that. So let's look at the program. We've established 3 variables: temperature byte, temperature float, and temperature int. This is our panel. So we have a graphical display, and we have the humidity and temperature sensor on port C. We've got a display manager that allows us to design a single scene, and we've set up this scene on the graphical display. And we can write to these individual fields, and you'll see that later. So we initialize the display, we initialize the temperature and humidity sensor, and we draw scene 0. Then we've got an endless loop, the main program. And the first thing we do is we read the humidity sensor, and if we look here, we can see the hardware macros. So we get the value of the temperature from the temperature humidity sensor as a byte, and we display that first number there as a byte. We can also get the temperature as an int, and the advantage here is that we can store negative numbers. So particularly for temperature, that's very useful, as temperature is very often negative. And it's exactly the same routine, exactly the same process, but a different routine. It's get temperature int rather than get temperature as a byte, and we put that into the variable temperature int. Just to prove that we've got the ability to manipulate negative numbers, we have a calculation icon, and we are subtracting the number 500 from the value of the variable temp int, and we're displaying that on the screen there. Lastly, we have a hardware macro which is get temperature real. Now, real variables and floating variables are interchangeable here. So get temperature real puts the floating point value into the variable temp float. And then we're able to display that, and we need to indicate how many decimal points we want. In this case, we're just going to have 2. Now, being able to handle floating point numbers is really useful in engineering and science. And you need to do it just slightly differently. You need to be aware that when you're manipulating the numbers, you need to write the floating point number in full. So for example, here I'm dividing the value of temp float by 2. If I try to do that, it would not work. We need to have the decimal points in there, and that's just a quirk of the compiler that is behind the microcontroller code. So just to prove it can be done, we are dividing the temperature float by 2, and then we are displaying that. We wait for a second, and then we go back around the loop. And you can simulate this program, and it will work. Let's just let that sort itself out. So for example, you can see there I set the temperature to 37. It's doing the appropriate maths, and it's showing us the floating point variables as well. And going back to the hardware, you can see that the values are also manipulated on the screen there as well. So compilers are a bit fussy in terms of how they want floating point numbers, and I'm sure you'll be able to refer to this simple program later on when you're making your own programs involving floats, ints and bytes. Okay, thank you.